15 unbelievable Nostradamus predictions about King Charles that will shock you. King Charles' ascension is said to have marked the start of a new era for the monarchy. But could his reign have been predicted centuries earlier? From his turbulent path as the Prince of Wales to the challenges he's faced in his role as the reigning monarch, Nostradamus' quatrains appear to hint at Charles' life and destiny. In today's video, we'll explore 15 mind-blowing Nostradamus predictions about King Charles that will leave you speechless and shocked. Number 1. Early abdication. Some interpretations suggest Nostradamus foresaw an early abdication for King Charles. As interpreted by the British author Mario Reading, one of the predictions of Nostradamus in the text Les Prophecies, the Prophecies, states that the King of Isles will be driven out by force. There are speculations that Nostradamus may be referring to King Charles of the United Kingdom, which includes the Isle of Wight. Some have also interpreted the driven out by force to mean that he'll be forced to abdicate due to social factors, which include civil unrest, uproar, etc. Others believe that he'll voluntarily abdicate, perhaps due to poor health or a desire to retire. Here, if we're to be realistic, the King of the United Kingdom, King Charles, was recently diagnosed with an enlarged prostate, which made him rule out public-facing until he fully recovers. With this scenario, many have suggested that the Nostradamus prediction may be accurate in one way or the other. However, this interpretation is speculative and there's no concrete evidence to support it. As a matter of fact, some believe that Nostradamus may not be referring to King Charles, but to the then French monarch. At the same time, others have interpreted the King of Isle to be a metaphorical reference to a powerful leader who will bring about great change, but this also is unproven. The interpretation of this prediction is quite open to debate, and only time will tell what really will happen. Number 2. William is king. Similar to the abdication claim, there's also the idea that Prince William will take the throne prematurely. This prediction means that Prince William will become king before he's due to be. It's not clear that it was Nostradamus who made this prediction himself. I guess people conceive the idea based on the fact that Prince William's the next in line to the British throne, and since King Charles is currently unable to take up some roles, it's believed that he may forego the throne for his son for effective management of state affairs. However, this prediction lacks clear backing. It's vague as there's no trusted evidence to back it. Moreover, the king is still healthy to some point, and he still takes up some roles, which include paperwork and some stress-free tasks. Additionally, the said prediction's open to various interpretations. But the key thing to note is that it's not supported by any evidence. Number 3. Harry becoming king. Another prediction similar to the two mentioned above is that Prince Harry would become king. We all know that Prince Harry is not the next in line to the throne, making the visibility of this prediction doubted by many. Recall that Prince Harry rushed to London to meet his estranged father after the news of his diagnosis. This may be one of the reasons why some believe he would take over the throne, because he's been away in the United States for years. Looking back into Nostradamus' predictions, there's a part that predicts something similar to Harry becoming king. It's stated in the text that the King of Isles will be replaced by one who has no mark of a king. It suggests that this certain prediction refers to Prince Harry, as he's seen as one with no mark of a king because he's the second son of King Charles. However, I would stress again that Nostradamus' predictions are ambiguous and they're open to various interpretations. Most of his predictions are considered void and inaccurate. One needs to be careful not to fall into the pit of misinterpretation. Number 4. Charles as the last king. This claim is often linked to misinterpretations of Quatrain 1022, which mentions a king of the islands. It's a common belief that Nostradamus predicted that King Charles would be the last monarch of the United Kingdom, but this belief is not based on any concrete evidence. Some have interpreted Nostradamus' predictions about the end of the monarchy to mean that the system of government will change, rather than that the monarchy will end entirely. The interpretation may also be based on references to downfalls and changes in his writings. While there have been some challenges to the monarchy in recent years, there's no clear evidence that it'll end. The association with King Charles is tenuous at best. More importantly, the prediction about King Charles being the last king is not clearly defined. It's not worth wasting one's thought as King Charles has male children, and it's not visible that the ancient monarchy would end anytime soon. This is due to the reason that the British monarchs are held in high regard as they enjoy absolute power, even though the Constitution can sometimes incorporate some checks and balances. Number 5. Royal scandal and downfall. This is another main prediction of Nostradamus. Of course, he does mention scandals and downfalls of leaders, but he does not specify which leader. The prophecy reads that the kingdom will be torn apart by controversy and conflict. The kingdom, as used in this concept, is ambiguous and not clear. Nostradamus did not say which kingdom would collapse. However, many interpreted this prediction towards King Charles, since the United Kingdom's the only one where there are scandals about the king's health at the moment. It's also interpreted to mean that there will be scandals or controversies that divide the royal family and the country. Therefore, some concluded that Nostradamus was referring to King Charles. However, could this prediction be true? Because there's a great height of scandal within the British royal family. But it's important to remember that these are just interpretations, and the future's always uncertain. Linking them directly to the British monarchy, specifically King Charles, is speculative. Number 6. Economic collapse and civil unrest. There's no doubt that Nostradamus' writings often allude to general turmoil and hardship, but none of them is directed towards Charles. Despite that these predictions are often quite vague and open to interpretation, some have seen them as referring to the current economic and social situation in the United Kingdom. In case you missed it, the current economic situation of the United Kingdom is challenging. Some attach the unavailability of the king to perform some state affairs, which has to do with monitoring the economy of the state, to this prediction. As a matter of fact, there are some levels of civil unrest regarding the throne currently. Some assume that the health status of Charles may keep him out of operation for a few months. Again, I would reiterate that it's important to remember that these are only predictions and that there's no way to know for sure what the future holds. Number 7. War and conflict. Similar to economic predictions, Nostradamus' mentions of war are often broad and not easily connected to specific events or individuals. However, Mario Reading's interpretation suggests that Nostradamus' predictions may be directed towards Charles. For example, one prediction is, blood will be spilt and the crown will be lost. This could be interpreted to mean that there will be wars and conflicts during his reign, and that the monarchy may be threatened as a result. Now let's be realistic again. If we deeply look into the United Kingdom, it's been a while since any form of internal war occurred or involved in any external war with other nations or the world. So this means that the prediction may not be directed towards King Charles, as there are many nations today engaging in war against themselves. Nostradamus may be referring to these nations at war. Nevertheless, we're still in the early hours of King Charles' reign, and no one can tell if this prediction will eventually come to pass. Number 8. Natural disasters. Interpretations linking natural disasters to King Charles' reign are often based on vague references in the quatrains and lack specific evidence. Moreover, the reality of this particular prediction is that there's no specific natural disaster mentioned by Nostradamus. Although these predictions are open to various interpretations, the fact is that it's subjective to Nostradamus. We cannot say categorically that these foreseen natural disasters are attributed to Charles' reign. As a matter of fact, the last time a natural disaster occurred in the UK was the year 2022. The natural disaster at this time was Storm Eunice, which claimed 3 lives, while many others were injured. Since then, some measures have been put in place to combat future disasters that may include floods, earthquakes, and many others. As I said earlier, the claim about natural disasters during Charles' reign is vague and not accurate. No evidence to back up the claim, as it's just a subjective revelation known to Nostradamus alone. Likewise, we cannot predict that these disasters are said to happen during Charles' reign, as there are suggestions that the incessant disaster may make the king want to abdicate the throne. This is an uncertain and speculative assumption, as no one's to be blamed for natural disasters because they're acts of God. Number 9. Rise of a New World Order. This claim often stems from misinterpretations of Nostradamus' writings about powerful figures and global changes. Some people believe that he predicted the rise of a global government or New World Order during the reign of King Charles. This idea has also been linked to the United Nations and other organizations that have been accused of trying to create a world government. There are many interpretations ascribed to this prediction. To predict a new world order is to suggest that there may be a war similar to the previous world wars, which would then usher in a new thought entirely. If there's to be a new world order, it means that a global conflict will ensue that would disorganize the current order. However, connecting this to King Charles' reign is speculative and not credible. Furthermore, these are just interpretations, and there's no concrete evidence to support them. Number 10. Religious upheaval. Another controversial prediction of Nostradamus is religious upheaval. He predicted that there would be a rise in atheism and agnosticism, and that the Catholic Church would be weakened. Some people believe that these predictions have already been fulfilled, with the decline in church attendance and the rise of secularism in many countries. But this didn't happen during Charles' reign. It happened many decades ago. The relationship between King Charles' reign and religion is not clear, as people link this prediction to it. There are religious conflicts in our world today, as there's a belief that one religion is superior to the other. However, attributing these religious conflicts to King Charles' reign lacks solid groundings in the quatrains. Don't forget that the interpretation of this prediction may not be accurate, as many factors can affect the state of religion in any given period. Number 11. Technological advancements. Some people have interpreted Nostradamus' predictions as suggesting that there would be great technological advancements during the reign of King Charles. These interpretations are often linked to predictions about space travel, AI, and robotics. While it's true that these technologies have advanced significantly in recent years, it's important to remember that these are just correlations and interpretations, and not proof that Nostradamus' predictions came true. Additionally, connecting technological advancements to King Charles' reign is usually based on vague references and requires a significant leap of interpretation. Let's be realistic again. There's been the emergence of technologies even before the king ascended the throne. The world is evolving, and there are still many more technologies to be developed and discovered. Number 12. Environmental catastrophe. Contrary to technological advancement, some people have interpreted Nostradamus' predictions as suggesting that there would be environmental catastrophes during the reign of King Charles. Again, this is inaccurate, as this interpretation has been linked to predictions about climate change, pollution, and natural disasters. While there have been some significant environmental disasters in recent years, it's fundamental to remember that many of them never happened during King Charles' reign. I guess his current health condition makes many attribute the prediction to him. Although there are some correlations between Nostradamus' prediction, it's not proof that he was right, as some environmental hazards are bound to occur no matter what. Therefore, it's quite unfounded to attribute these predictions directly to King Charles. Number 13. Alien contact. There are many speculations about alien contact with humans. While some suggest that humans have contact with aliens, many others refute this claim, as it's believed that no contact has been made with aliens. However, some people have interpreted Nostradamus' predictions as suggesting that there would be contact with aliens. This interpretation is based on vague references to celestial bodies and strange creatures in his writings. While it's true that the search for extraterrestrial life is ongoing, there's no concrete evidence that aliens exist, let alone that they would attack Earth. However, some linking the prediction to King Charles' reign is seen as speculative and a way of creating unnecessary tension for the public, as the claim lacks textual support. Number 14. Medical breakthroughs. No doubt medical breakthroughs are quite a positive prediction. Some parts of the Nostradamus quatrains have been interpreted as predicting that there would be significant medical breakthroughs. This interpretation is based on references to healing powers and cures in his writings. While there have been many medical advances in recent years, it's impossible to say for certain that these were the result of Nostradamus' predictions. Health is wealth, so medical advancement and discoveries of new healing products are normal, as no one would love to be in an unstable and unhealthy state for long. Nevertheless, it's not right and unsubstantiated to attribute this specific breakthrough to King Charles' reign based on Nostradamus' prophecy. Number 15. End of the Monarchy. It's a common interpretation of Nostradamus' predictions that they foretold the end of the monarchy, specifically the British monarchy. This interpretation is based on references to downfalls and changes in his writings. While there have been some challenges in the monarchy in recent years, There's no clear evidence that it will end or that King Charles would put an end to it. Why the fascination? Nostradamus' vague language allows for diverse interpretations, making it easy to connect his words to current events. However, some people believe that his experience during his time made him predict many things, and that the predictions were the result of his past encounters. Nostradamus is not a seer, but a poet and a historian. The main reason people are attributing the predictions to King Charles is due to the belief that Nostradamus accurately predicted Queen Elizabeth's death in 2022. The fact is that this doesn't guarantee the authenticity of Nostradamus' prediction. Although there are many circumstances revolving around these predictions, hence linking it with King Charles, this isn't enough evidence, and we cannot say specifically that the prophecies are directed to King Charles. However, it's crucial to approach these claims with skepticism and critical thinking. What we do know: King Charles faces numerous challenges, including political and economic uncertainties, social issues, and environmental concerns. Recently, the king was diagnosed with cancer, and this has made many ask questions about the king's well-being. Although no major update yet, many believe that the king is getting healthier every day and hope he returns soon. Whether these challenges align with any Nostradamus prediction remain open to interpretation. Remember, while Nostradamus' writings are intriguing, they shouldn't be taken as definitive predictions of the future. As stated above, some are subject to critical analysis, as the predictions are ambiguous and no particular characters addressed in his predictions. Do you know any predictions about King Charles? Let us know what you feel about these predictions in the comments. As always, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our other videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!